Hello, I'm Hoby Hanna with Howard Hanna Real Estate. I'm here this afternoon to talk a little bit about what our unique new marketing strategy is with Zillow. Over the last 18 months, there's been a great deal of discussion and debate as to the role of third-party sites like Zillow and how they can interact or not with the brokerage industry. I've seen many of my friends make policies and decisions to remove their data from those sites, which I admire and I respect as their business decision. I've seen others in the industry decide to send their data everywhere that they can in the hopes of creating more leads. Over the last 18 months, we at Howard Hanna partnered with some different strategic partners such as the Wave Group and others to really look at what is best for our sellers. What do we think is best for Howard Hanna Real Estate and the consumers that choose to work with us? Here was our takeaway. First, we found there's too much noise in the industry. There's too many channels, there's too many websites, there's too many places that are collecting data, and oftentimes that data is inaccurate. That was my first biggest concern. Even when it came to Zillow, is where are they getting the data, and why can't it be clean, and why can't it be correct? Why are price changes not accounted for, and why are some homes still listed in their inventory after they've been sold for 6 months? This is a frustration to the consumer, both buyer and seller. Secondly, we found a change in the industry. Again, even with Zillow, they came out and said the listing agent no longer was in control of that lead response and data. I truly believe that's what sellers want. That listing agent has seen the home. That listing agent knows the home and is marketing the home, but instead, some of the players in the industry would have lead forms and lead generation and sell those leads back, often selling them back to the listing agent for the data that they procured, brought in, and the marketing strategy that they presented to that homeowner. I believe that our industry, that the listing agent should have the ability to respond to that consumer with proper information, proper data, proper, at the time, real-time pricing and real-time information. Finally, we looked and said, with all that noise, who's getting the most traffic? Now, every broker should study their own market and come up with their own strategy, and Howard Hanna just did that. And we looked at our core markets, and we looked at the traffic not only amongst real estate brokerage firms, but we looked at traffic in the whole industry under real estate space. We were proud and a little bit maybe egotistical to say, hey, we're in the top 5, and maybe we don't need these other partners. But then we began to poll consumers, and we began to poll buyers and sellers and say, what are you looking for? And they were looking for choice. Today's consumer wants to pull data from lots of different places to make that informed decision. But we also found that they wanted the highly trained real estate professional to guide them in the process. Because our transaction is infrequent, and it's expensive, and they need guidance. So we went out to Zillow and we said, Zillow, we will partner with you. We will send you a clean slate of our data. We will make sure it's fully enhanced, but we want some of the following in return. Number one, we want integrity of data. We want to work with you to make sure that the data feed that you get is accurate, is real, in real time. That no longer will Zillow, per our agreement, agree to take data from other places and other sources. So we can make sure that those sellers are represented correctly. Secondly, we want traffic and we want exposure. And we believe Zillow has that. The Zillow-Yahoo network partnership has ranked for the last 4 months in our DMAs number 1 or number 2 in terms of traffic. We believe in partnering with number 1 and number 2. So why not partner with Zillow? We're number 1 in our markets. It's sort of like Apple and Nike, in our opinion, coming together. Finally, we said all leads have to come back to our listing agent. It's a core premise of how our company's been built when my grandparents started it in 1957. Leads go to the listing agent on sign calls. Leads go to the listing agents on newspaper ad calls. Leads go to the listing agent on direct mail. They should also online. So Zillow came back and said, you're right. We understand your philosophy. We understand what's unique for you. So effective today, all leads in all markets go to the listing agent. There is no other advertising on that. There is no other industry advertising on our web pages and on our detail pages per our agreement. We believe Zillow listened. We believe the partnership of the Wave Group, giving us time to think and counsel, helped us in this decision. And we believe this is a win-win-win. A win for Zillow, obviously, that the 4th largest real estate company in the country decides that it's a strategic partner. It's a win for Howard Hanna Real Estate and its agents. More leads should result in more buyers, more sales. And we really think at our core, what's most important to, it's our sellers. It's our buyers, that the data will be right, that the seller's home will be exposed on the highest mountaintop so more people can see it than ever before and know it's for sale, and that the buyers will have accurate data. They'll know the accurate pricing, they'll know the square footage in the rooms, and hopefully that'll help in the end with this estimate. We believe at Howard Hanna that this is part of why we want to be a forward-thinking company, why we want to continue to grow. And we believe over our 4,000 agents, as we presented to this plan to them, are excited and enthused about the opportunities. Feel free to call me if you have any questions. What we think is right for us at Howard Hanna. I'm sure that the industry will continue to study what's happening in terms of data, syndication, and leads. But I think as a whole, it's time for all of us in the industry to create our own strategies, to carve our own way, to make sure that we are helping our consumers, because that's who matters most. They're the ones who pay us. Thank you for giving me time to discuss this. And again, feel free to call if you have any questions.